Ought to start cooling off about 4 o'clock. We only got about 15 more miles to go to Lead Creek. Yeah, I know. Why go to Lead Creek? Well, there's a job on the railroad there. Laying track to Salt Lake. In the boiling sun. Sure, if either one of us had any sense, we'd be lying up under a porch someplace cooling off. But then we get hungry. So I better find work before I get hungry. I bet there's some hospitable people up there who is just dying to give us both a cold drink of water. Anybody home? Anybody home?
What do you want?
I didn't mean to frighten you, ma'am.
You didn't. State your business, mister.
My name's Bonner, ma'am.
Well?
Well, I saw your place from up the trail, and I thought...
I got no handouts.
See what you mean. All we wanted was a drink of water.
Well, all right. Over there.
It's good water. You and your husband run this place alone?
I've got no husband. Trouble enough as it is.
Kind of lonely country for a single woman.
That's right, mister. That's what I like about it. You had enough water?
I'd like to fill my canteen. I'm heading toward Lead Creek. I suppose you know the place.
I grew up there.
Nice town? Nice people?
They're the scum of the earth.
Scar, that lady back there wouldn't be so bad looking if she weren't so all-fired determined to be. Living out by herself in the middle of nowhere, suspicious and unfriendly. It's a hard thing not to like anybody, unless you first convince yourself that nobody at all likes you. And that isn't an easy job. Help! Help! A little accident. Water? Sure. Horse threw me a couple hours ago. I must have landed on my gun. It went off. You're a stranger, aren't you? Just passing through. You need a good tight bandage on that. Did you see my pinto? Half moon on his flank? Put your arm around me. Put your weight on. My horse will get us to Lead Creek. Lead Creek? I'll never make it. It's the closest town. Cabin. I passed a cabin a mile west. I could ride a mile. Cabin? miss.
Where did you come from?
Sorry to trouble you.
You get thirsty again or something?
I ran into a fellow down the road. Been shot up pretty bad.
Shot?
Yeah. Says his horse threw him and his gun went off accidental. Seeing as your place was nearest.
Where is he?
I left him on your front porch.
I'll get some water.
Do you know him?
No. Why should I know him? I don't know anybody.
I was just thinking, since he was in the neighborhood.
I don't know everybody that passes by here. I don't know you, mister.
Doing a nice job. Look, when I get to Lead Creek, I'll send out a doctor.
There isn't any doctor at Lead Creek.
Well, when I get someplace, there is one.
There isn't a doctor within 100 miles of here. I'll look after him myself.
That's very considerate, seeing as he's a stranger.
Help me get to the house, will you? Mr. Bonner. You won't tell folks in town he's here, will you?
Ma'am?
Well, like you said, he's a stranger. He doesn't concern them. And I don't want folks laughing at me in Lead Creek.
Laughing at you?
Well, they'll say Jenny Garver's got herself a man. And if he wasn't unconscious, she never could have done it. Please don't tell him.
Well, I'll not likely be meeting anybody who would ask about him. Good day, ma'am.
What are you looking at?
Those two horses belong to you?
Yes. Yes, they do. Why?
I'm just asking. That pinto looks like a real good animal. What do you call him?
His name's Moon. There's a marking on his flank. It's like a half moon.
I see. Well, I hope your patient doesn't give you too much trouble. I know just how you feel, son. Back and forth, back and forth. It's kind of tiresome, doesn't it? Well, it's only 6 miles to Lead Creek, so it can't be too long now. Ooh.
You haven't got a chance, Landy. We're all around you. Ned, come on out of there with your hands up.
I'll come out. But I'm not Landy, whoever he is.
Well, I'll be dad blamed. Looks like we made a little mistake, boys.
I'm glad it was only a little one.
We mistaken you for somebody else. What are you doing out here?
I'm on my way to Lead Creek. Thought I'd get a job on the new railroad there.
I'm Jim York, sheriff around here.
Glad to know you. My name's Bonner, Vint Bonner.
Boys, this is Vint Bonner. This is Sam Norval.
Howdy.
Tom Jackson. Bonner. Harry Potter. Hey, you could maybe help us out, Vint.
What can I do?
We're looking for Ned Landy. That's who we thought you was at first.
What did he do?
Hold-ups, couple of shooting sprees, just one thing after another for the last few months. Last night, he broke into Harry Potter's store here and killed his brother.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry.
I've took a posse out after him before, but he always manages to get lost in these hills. We picked up his trail this morning. Even seen him for a minute or two over in the backside of Devil's Canyon. Got off a shot. I thought for sure I'd hit him, but I guess not. Anyway, he's give us the slip again.
What does he look like?
About 30 years old. Dark, wiry, black hair. Rides a pinto.
Pinto.
Yeah, that... You seen him?
Yes, I think I have.
Where was that?
I left him in the cabin a little ways back. He had a bullet in him. Said he shot himself accidentally when he fell off a horse.
It's him. Only cabin back that way is Jenny Garver's.
That's the name she gave me.
Mm-hmm. All right, boys, let's ride out to Jenny Garver's. Will you ride out with us, Vince?
You won't need my help. He was hurt pretty bad. I doubt if he'll last long enough to get him back to town.
Oh, we'll get him back all right. Old Doc here will fix him up.
Doctor? I understood there weren't any doctors in these parts.
Well, Sam Norval here's a doc. At least that's what he's been telling folk for the last 20 years.
Sheriff, wait. I changed my mind. I think I'll go along with you.
Well, fine, son. Come right along. Landy's hit as bad as you say he is. There ain't no need of whipping the horses. Let's take a little rest, boys. What's so funny, Tom?
I was just thinking about Jenny Garver.
What about Jenny?
Well, she finally got herself a man.
Yeah, but she ain't gonna have him long.
Oh, that Landy must have been hit pretty bad not to stampede the first time he got a look at her.
I'll tell you one thing, it'd take more than a bullet to keep me there.
Something wrong with Miss Garver?
Oh, you seen her, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw her.
Well, ain't she just about the homeliest critter you ever did see?
I'll admit she's no raving beauty. Lots of plain women get along just as good as the pretty ones. Sometimes how a woman looks depends on who's looking at her.
Well, you just wait till you get a good look at this one, friend.
Well, I never thought Jenny's what you'd call downright ugly. I think it's just she was so darn big and awkward. She always was a fine girl, though.
Yeah, I suppose she was. It's a funny thing about Jenny. Even when she was a little girl back in Lead Creek, she was always taller than the boys her age. And stronger, too.
Except at running. The boys could always run faster. Whenever they seen her coming.
It was a strange thing about her folks. Remember, Jim? They never would admit that there was any difference between her and the other girls. They used to dress her up in fancy clothes, frills and laces. Made her look twice as peculiar as she did already.
Yeah, I remember.
Her father used to take her to parties and square dances. He was always the only one that would ever dance with her.
It was real pitiful. You know, I don't think there was a boy in town ever courted Jenny. Not one.
Oh, now, you can't say that, Sheriff. You're forgetting Will Franklin that time.
You know, I clean forgot about that.
I wouldn't know the joke.
It ain't much of a joke.
Oh, that Will Franklin's quite a cut-up. One time
Let me tell it. You know, there's Will Franklin. He made a bet one time with some of the boys. He bet us that he could take her out just one time and talk to her like he was wanting to get married, and she'd jump at it just like that.
That's the kind Will Franklin was.
It was the funniest thing I ever did see. There they was, sitting in the wagon, and him a-talking so solemn you'd have thought he was... you'd have thought he was courting Lily Langtree. Well, he no more than popped a question when she says, "Oh, yes, Will." Well, what she didn't know was we was all hiding in the back of the wagon underneath a bed of straw. Well, when she said, "Oh, yes, Will," like that, well, we all busted up a laughing and a hollering, and we was carrying on like that.
Seems to me that was right after her folks died, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago. She couldn't have been more than 20 at the time.
right after that, she packed up everything and moved out here all by herself.
I tell you, it was a dilly when we all popped up behind her in that wagon. I wish you could have been there and seen her face. Oh, like...
Just as glad I wasn't.
All right, let's move on. We've got other pleasant little chores to do.
Oh, okay.
Better leave the horses here.
Sheriff, Landy's not liable to give you any trouble.
You never can tell. You may be feeling a little better by now.
Not that much better.
He's seen us.
Guess he wasn't as sick as you thought. Hold your fire, Tom. Never be able to hit him from here.
You suppose the Garver girl is all right?
Probably just scared half to death. Well, looks like we're gonna have to rush him.
That's gonna take some doing.
Here's what we'll do. You and Harry, see if you can get to that fence down yonder. When you hear me fire twice, that'll be the signal for us to close in.
Hold it. Look, if we go plowing up the front of that cabin, it's liable to get real messy around here.
Well, you've been shot at before, ain't you?
Not by preference. I don't exactly make it a hobby.
What do you got in mind?
There's a back door to that house. A couple of trees for cover, too.
Landy'll be watching that back door. He's no fool.
We could give it a try.
All right. I'll go with you.
No, I'd rather go alone. It's easier to hide one than two. Besides, I'm responsible for you coming up here without being more careful. You just give me some fire to cover my approach to that back door.
All right, Vent.
I'm not back in 5 minutes. Do it your way.
5 minutes. That's all the longer we'll wait. Protect yourselves, boys.
Jenny.
You told them. You brought them here.
I had to, Jenny.
You had to. I could have taken him away somewhere. When he was just a little stronger. That's all I want, isn't it? To get rid of him? You could have kept on riding. Never given us another thought. Why couldn't you let us alone?
Jenny, Ned killed a man in town last night.
I don't care. I don't care what he's done. I'm going to stay with him as long as he needs me.
You've kept him here all these months, haven't you? His pony knew right where to come. They're starting to close in on you, Jenny.
You're not going to take him away from me. He's my man, Mr. Bonner, and he needs me and he loves me. No one's ever needed me before. No one's ever loved me before. He doesn't think I'm ugly. He doesn't laugh at me. Do you know, even my mother told me I was going to be an old maid. Well, I won't. We're going to get out of this. And he's going to take me away from here and we're going to get married.
Jenny, listen to me.
I won't listen. I won't let you or anyone else take him away from me. Not if I have to kill you.
Ned can't use your help anymore, Jenny. He's dead. He was dead when I came in the house.
Oh, you're lying to me. Oh.
He's dead.
Well, we're sure much obliged to you, Mr. Bonner.
Don't thank me. It was your bullet that did it this afternoon.
Well, I'll be son of a gun. I knew I'd hit him. Remember, Tom? I told you.
Yeah, you sure did. Mr. Bonner here said he was hit bad. What I can't figure is how he was able to hold us off in there.
Oh, them Landys always was pretty tough people, and I guess Ned just took after the rest of them. He just wouldn't give up till the strain of shooting at us probably done him in. That about the way you figured, Mr. Bonner?
That sounds about right.
Well,
I wouldn't go in for a while. Jenny Garver's kind of shaken up by all this.
Oh, yeah, I plumb forgot. She was right there in the middle of everything.
Give her a little time to kind of get herself together.
Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting how women folk are. A little bit of gunfire in the neighborhood, and they just go all to pieces. That just goes to show you. You get right down to it, they're all pretty much alike.
Yeah. Guess you're right, Sheriff.
Are you all right, Jenny?
I will be, Mr. York.
Sure you will, Jenny. All that shooting's bound to get on a woman's nerves.
This ain't no place for a young girl, Jenny, way out here.
That's right. You ought to move back where you'll have some neighbors.
Thank you, Mr. York. But I won't be going alone. Will you help me, Mr. Bonner?
I'll be glad to, Jenny.
I'm taking him back to town with me.